Hello, everyone. We are back. Sorry, I had to take care of some important things with regards to, the Robbie Ray trade and X, Y, or Z. I'll start by talking about that simply because there is a lot to talk about with the Robbie Ray trade. I think, let me just share the stream. Go, go. Taking care of business. All right. So let's talk about the Robbie Ray trade. Just gotta send this very important message. There we go. Anyways, so when it comes to the Robbie Ray trade, the Padres have reportedly, and it's been confirmed by multiple sources, they're giving up Miguel Mendez and Joniel Hernandez, who are two of their top 10 prospects, according to MLB Pipeline. Again, this is the same MLB Pipeline that gives the Padres one of the weaker farm system in baseball, yada, 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 so on and so on. Honestly, I'm not disappointed in the deal. If I'm facing this way, it's because there's sun glare coming this way. I do apologize ahead of time. It's not a terrible trade, I think. And let me explain why before everyone starts to overreact to, oh no, we gave up Miguel Mendez, our number 4 prospect. Yes, I did have Miguel Mendez as the number 4 prospect in the Padres system going into the season. Also, yes, Miguel Mendez has been one of the more volatile pitching prospects in the Padres system. I'll be frank, there is concern with Miguel Mendez because as much potential as he has, because for those of you who don't know, Miguel Mendez throws gas and has a nasty slider. However, that's most of it. He has a changeup that graded out as a 45 future value. So the changeup exists, but it's not the best. It's also not the worst, but it's lives in this realm of mid, for lack of a better word. And that's not to discredit him. It's just the delivery of his the nature of his delivery does not allow the changeup to get as much depth as as one would expect from a guy who throws as hard as he does. The changeup does have some interesting vertical fade, but he's mostly a two-pitch guy. He didn't throw the changeup very much last year. He would throw it to left-handers who had an OPS around 750 against him in 2025. He was a bit of a breakout star in 2025, rising up the ranks. But the concern with him is he going to be a starting pitcher long term? That's the concern with Miguel Mendez because of the violent nature of his delivery. He's been on the IL twice this year. He is currently on rehab assignment. He's thrown 2 innings in 2 starts, allowing 1 run. The strikeouts are there. He's still touching 98 to 99. But again, the stuff he has with the nature of his delivery just screams reliever risk kind of all over. And, what? Realistically, there is nothing wrong with that for a pitcher. If he ends up being a really good reliever, great. But, I'm not sure how much the Giants will try him as a starter. He is on the 40-man roster, so that is something they're going to have to keep in mind. They might call him up next year, maybe at the end of this year when they're giving guys tryouts at the big league level. And then the other prospect is Joniel Hernandez, who's one of their top international signings from this class. Now, there's a lot of industry speculation about whether the Padres would bring him stateside. He's been 20% better than league average in the DSL this year. I never saw it as realistic that he would come stateside this year because one, he's only 17, and two, there's a lot of buzz around his name. He's been one of the better performers in the DSL for a Padres team. The 2 Padres DSL teams are on opposite ends of the performance spectrum. One of them is first place in the DSL in their division, the reigning DSL Cup champions. So, and the other team is 9-32. So you're getting both ends of the coin here. Hernandez has been great. There's no doubt about it. He's very projectable. But the big concern with him was he really ever a candidate to make it to Single A like Elsinore? Probably not. His DSL production was akin to that of, for my fellow Padres ball knowers, Victor Acosta and Yohan de la Cruz. Even last year, these are two guys whose production compares somewhat similarly to Oniel Hernandez. And there were some who didn't think that he was even going to make it to the complex league because, scouts all over the league really, really liked him. And so San Francisco gets a 17-year-old shortstop who's got insane speed, really good raw tools. It's just a matter of how well can they sculpt it. I think they're going to do all right with him. I mean, one of their top prospects right now is in Single A. I believe his name's Luis Hernandez. I'm not saying I wanted him traded. Let me make that clear. I'm saying he is someone who I thought the Giants would be interested in acquiring from this Padres system. And right now, it's things are going to get really interesting because we are about 3-ish hours away from the deadline. We've got some updates along here. The Padres have checked in about Jackson Holliday because why the blank not? According to sources, this is what Francis Romero has been told. The Padres are still looking for a lefty bat, which means maybe the Gavin Sheets plantar fasciitis thing is serious. Maybe they are concerned about that. Maybe they just want to have depth. Luis Rengifo has been a really valuable addition to this team, but who knows? Maybe AJ Preller just wants more, for all we know. I mean, only he knows, really. So that could be part of it. We'll have to see what happens with San Diego going forward. There's not really a ton going on right now. It's really going to get to be crunch time soon. The Padres. Another thing that's interesting about San Diego in this trade for Robbie Ray is, the Padres have been reported to have financial flexibility, whatever that means. And they are taking on roughly half the money that's due to Robbie Ray for the rest of the year. The Giants and Padres, they're kind of splitting it 50-50. So that explains why the return was quote-unquote so high, which is interesting. I think if the Padres do have this financial flexibility that's been reported, I think that it's going to be more so, what I'm looking for. It's going to be more so saved for a different kind of move. I don't think this is the move you blow your financial flexibility on if you even have it. This is probably isn't the move you want to do it for because Ray is a rental. Which is why I feel that Padres were comfortable giving up what they did. Because in the history of, Padres pitching prospects over the last 10 years, if I had to rank, some of the guys who they've had, the top tier probably goes like Mackenzie Gore, Robbie Snelling, those guys. And then Miguel Mendez more so fits into this like middle tier of pitching prospect along with like an Adam Major, just kind of guys that they've had in the past that they've traded. So I don't think it's a bad move. I think if you get the Robbie Ray that you saw back on, when was it again? If it's the Robbie Ray that you saw back on Thursday, if it's the Robbie Ray that you saw on Thursday, you're in a good spot. He's averaging more than 5 innings a start per this season, which is great for him. And he's been healthy. He hasn't missed a start this year. So I don't see a way where I think the Padres did well to get themselves one of the better available starters on the market this year. So, because realistically, they were not going to be an Ontario Scooble. I know Chris Bubich was just traded to Los Angeles, but frankly, the Padres didn't have the time to wait for Chris Bubich to have healthy, and Jeff Passan's reporting the Red Sox are acquiring 3-time All-Star catcher Adley Rutschman in a trade with the Baltimore Orioles. So that is happening. and it's happening now. We're still waiting on a return. Haven't heard anything yet on the return, but the Red Sox are going all in, it seems like. And they're getting themselves a catcher for the next year and a half. Which, honestly, like this year, frankly, this year has been a case of whiplash for the Red Sox from how bad they were to open the season. Just how good they've been this month is insane. It's good for them. Nothing yet from San Diego in terms of anything else. The deadline is going to get spicy. It's going to get spicy the next couple of hours, so get yourself something cold and buckle up. Things are going to get interesting. I'm still taking questions. I don't know if anyone has realized that. I know we don't have as many viewers as we did earlier because everyone's busy refreshing Twitter, as I'm sure is going on right now. But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Robbie Ray has a 1.09 ERA since June 16th across 8 games, which is good. Oof. Okay. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. The Marlins got Braden Taylor, Adrian Santana, and Jacob Kisting for Liam Hicks. So the Rays really... So the Rays love their Marlins catchers, quote unquote. Jacob deGrom has invoked his no trade clause. He's not going to be traded. Interesting. The White Sox are pretty much done, according to Nightingale, which means they're going to go out and make a big move within the next hour. Teams have called on Freddie Fermin, according to Dennis Lin. Not surprising there. Teams do need teams need a catcher. Teams need right-handed hitting catching, and let's see what else is new. The Cubs are reportedly acquiring Reed Detmers from the Angels, and according to Michael Cerami, who is a writer for Bleacher Nation. So the Cubs are going all in to get another lefty in a rotation that's arguably full of them. Great. This is usually the part of the deadline that just feels tiring because you're just sitting around and waiting, doing nothing but waiting. So we'll have to wait and see what teams will do. If anyone who is watching has questions, please ask them. That'd be great. Nothing yet. Nothing official on Detmers from anyone big other than Cerami. So the Cubs are doing Cubs things. This might be the deal where they give up Josiah Hartshorn or King Kepley or any one of those guys. This could be the trade for the Cubs. Baseball trade values: the Padres have acquired Robbie Ray and cash from the Giants for Miguel Mendez and Joniel Hernandez. The deal accepted by our model as a moderate overpay by San Diego. Everyone's overreacting about Joniel. I don't hate the deal, but I'm going to join another space to see what people think.